go live. Waiting for YouTube. Okay, and we're live on YouTube and also Jitsi tonight. I'm Rusty. I'll be your host until about midnight. And I'm multitasking again with both a tablet and a PC, trying to cobble together something that'll make a show because I think I got hosed by a bad Windows update and don't have any audio on the PC. So, anyway, if we can make it through that, then if all you got to know is that the links are in the usual places, which means that the link to the show, if you want to come in with your mic and camera, are in the At the Bench thread on Stunthangar.com control line forums. You have to be a member there and logged in order to see that thread. And the first post tonight will have today's date in it, and you can then click that and come in here and join us with your mic and camera. And we talk about aeromodeling, anything you like to do in your shop with screwdrivers and hammers and saws and whatever else. Just keep it family friendly, family room friendly. And for you guys that are watching on the YouTube side, that's guys and gals, excuse me, then you've got a text chat box you can use to communicate with us. And for that, all you need is a keyboard. And at the bottom of that is a block $sign that's called Super Chat. If you care to send a donation to Sparky and Stunt Hangar to help keep the server fees paid and the equipment up to date, then please click that. It helps my hobby budget too, and that's my favorite part, of course. And we'll keep the show on the air, keep Stunt Hangar on the forums, and keep on keeping on. So looks like we got John with us, and we got Peter with us. And how are you guys? Can you hear me okay, John?
Yeah, you're fine. How about me?
Yeah, I got you good and clear. And so looks like we're recording to YouTube okay. Again, tonight I'm using the tablet for sound and the big speaker for main control system. And it appears I've got it all working. Let me see if I can get y'all's pictures up on the big computer. I've got one of mine. I've got one of mine blacked out. Well, we'll see what happens. Anyway, so what's going on? Everybody you have a good week? Yeah, it is the end of the week. Friday,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Friday the 6th of June. Thank goodness it's Friday.
Well, we've got another windstorm going on out there. We've had high winds for the last 3 or 4 nights, and it's supposed to be gusting up into the 50s and above. So that's normal for this area.
Really, that's awfully stiff winds to be normal. It's been windy here, but nothing like that.
Well, they aren't necessarily always that stiff, but we're on the edge of the Great Basin Desert, and so we have a huge temperature difference between where we're up against the side of the mountains, and that's of course down in the hinterlands where it's warm and hot and all that stuff. I'm getting a little bit of a echo here. Anyway, so that's why we get it, why I call it normal. But usually it cools on down and stops about this time at night. But tonight it's not going to.
Did the echo go away when I reached over and turned off my speaker?
Hold on, let me hear. No, it's still there.
Still there? Not sure what to do about that. Um, is it just a light echo or is it a big bad echo?
No, it's just a light echo.
Okay, we'll just have to live with it. Maybe if I plug both ears. I don't think so, because I don't have any speakers going at all in here. All I've got is just one pair of headphones. The other night when I plugged in the headphones, the the echo went away. I've got my speaker system muted. I'm having some trouble getting y'all's pictures on the main Jitsi screen up here. I'm gonna refresh it and see what happens. Okay, that looks better picture wise. Not sure which machine I'm looking at. Which camera? Okay, this is that camera, and I might be asking too much of my equipment doing all this stuff. Yeah, hang on just a second. Let me tinker, because I don't want to have a. Yeah, now I hear the echo.
Now it's worse than it's ever been.
Yep. Let's see.
You got two pictures on mine.
Who
Yeah,
does?
I know. That's because I've got two machines, one for
Oh,
video
okay.
and one for control and one for sound. And okay,
Well,
I just muted that mic. Did that help the echo?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, one of my microphones had turned itself back on. Okay,
We
so I'm gonna kill this other camera.
we're getting some kind of sound that sounds like a out of tune banjo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I might have that fixed now. What about me? Can you see me talking and everything? Is my picture in the screen while I'm talking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I think we'll leave it like that.
It's Friday.
Okay, so everything looks like it's supposed to right now, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Peter, what you got in the box?
I'm trying to open it.
Can't read it. Good.
Forerunner?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's only been sitting in the box for 4 years, plus however long whoever had it before me had it since the 80s.
Yeah, they quit making those a long time ago.
Trying to get the box open. I haven't even looked at it. It's just been sitting. Damn it, man.
Interesting thing about that Forerunner is the fellow that designed them was a big fan of having the tank on the inboard side, which put a little pressure when the plane was flying around in circles to the fuel. But a lot of people I know have gone ahead and changed that and gone back to the old standard with the tank on the outboard side, right behind the engine.
I had one of these back in the 80s. I went that same route. I put it on the outside.
Yeah. So did you figure out what that piston and liner was for, Peter?
Not yet, but right now, after speaking with Randy, it's possibly an ABC for an OS46 VF, because he seems to have had those in stock back in 2016, 2017.
Ah,
Well, I'm sending them off the engine and the piston and liner, so he can take a look at it and see if he can figure out maybe what it's all about. Oh,
well,
gee, peanuts are here.
that's a good plan.
Yeah. I hate these things. Ooh, enough wood. Instructions.
don't need no instructions.
Instructions? We don't need no stinking instructions. Who was that? Who was that guy? What movie was that from?
It was the one we don't need no stinking badges. And I can't remember what
Yeah,
movie that was from.
it's an old Western.
Badges? We don't need no stinking badges.
Yeah, yeah.
Was that from? Uh-oh, I shouldn't have started saying it now. Blazing Saddles.
No, no.
No.
Was it that? I don't think it was The Good, Bad, and the Ugly. Was it Eli Wallach and Good, Bad, and the Ugly?
No, it was basically like Treasures of Sierra Madres or something like that, way back. It's an old timer. But I don't think it was Treasures of Sierra Madres, but it was of that venue. We lost your picture, Rusty.
Oh, it'll come back just a second. I went off screen on my tablet to get the stream key in case the stream stops, and so
All right. I see Tom
I guess
Remmel.
the camera switched off when I went away.
I see Tom Remmel popped up. How you doing, Tom?
No.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry, what was that? I
I
must
said-
have missed out.
How you doing, Tom?
I'm doing good. I just stepped out for a second.
Ah,
I'm back now.
Did my picture come back?
it did.
Yeah.
And you're
Okay.
even synced.
Okay, designed by Tom Farmer.
Yeah, that's who the Forerunner was designed by.
And we got a lot of people. Oh, Mike Lonke said Blazing Saddles too. We got a lot of people in the chat box tonight. Said, let's see, we got Bob Bishop. Bob sent me some interesting stuff to watch on YouTube the other day. And let's see, he's one of my space nerd friends. Sounds great on YouTube, Mike says. Okay, good. We got Mike, Jeff Riley's out there, and Bob Bishop. Well, that's about it. All three of them are just filling it up with chat. So cool.
Well, let me say this, Mike. This is your mission if you should choose to accept it. Find out who said, badges? We don't need no stinking badges.
My daughter started, she's a hairstylist, works in a hair salon. And she started work yesterday, I guess. And today we had the 3 grandkids over while she was working. So that was fun. It's always fun to have grandkids.
Oh, yeah.
I have 12 grandkids, so this is just 3 of the 12.
How many kids you got, Tom?
4. 2 boys and 2 girls. All 4 are married and all 4 have kids.
Outstanding. None of them living in Minneapolis, though, right?
No, they live, St. Cloud is just north of where we live. The 2 boys both live in St. Cloud. My daughter lives in Hutchinson, which is only about half-hour drive from me. south. And then I have one daughter that works at Mayo Clinic, so she lives in Rochester.
Ah,
So at least they're
Treasure
all
of
in
the Sierra
Minnesota.
Madre.
it is Treasure of the Sierra Madre.
That's what Mike Lanke says.
Funny, I wasn't sure, but I knew it was from back that time.
He put it in the chat box and then texted me to tell me to look at the chat box. But pardon me, I'm preoccupied over here trying to juggle all this notepad and PC at the same time. So my attention is divided.
So,
Yeah, he said he
so,
looked it up.
so, Mikey. Now the big bonus question: who was the actor, and what was the name of his character that said that?
That's just way out of my wheelhouse.
But it's a classic. That line is everybody recognizes it.
Yes, everybody does.
I'd rent the movie just to see it and hear it again.
I don't necessarily know whether I even wondered if it came from a movie. I just knew I had heard it somewhere, and it was some kind of like a ubiquitous expression, and we don't need no stinking fill in the blank.
Yeah, right. Well, there that is a trivia question that oftentimes gets asked. So if you ever get asked it and you're on one of these big money game shows, you might win some money.
That might really happen to me.
Hi, there's Mike. Well, that is a trivia question that oftentimes gets asked. So if you ever get asked it and you're on one of these big money game shows, you might win some money.
That might really happen to me.
Well, now that is a delayed echo.
Now we're reliving something.
A really long
Yeah.
time for that echo.
Somebody, yeah, that was a lot.
There's Mike.
Okay. We're all wrong and we're all right.
That is a trivia question that oftentimes gets asked. So if you ever get asked it and you're on one of these
Oh,
big
wow.
money
That's
game
way
shows,
behind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that just happened about a minute ago.
Well, now that is a delayed echo.
Now we're reliving something.
Somebody's YouTube's open.
Let me leave.
Somebody, yeah, that was a lot.
There's Mike.
Okay. We're all wrong and we're all right. Wow.
There we go.
Wow.
That's it.
Is on.
That just happened about a minute ago. In fact,
Now we're reliving something.
somebody,
Let me leave.
No, don't leave again. You're already back.
Hang on. It was
Again.
me. It was
Yeah.
me. It was
I'm
me.
glad it wasn't me.
Okay. All right. We're all here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10-4, Eleanor.
Okay. So we're both right and wrong. So here is the proof. And I swear we'll get to talking about airplanes here in a minute. Here we go. So John, here is what you saw.
Yeah.
Hang on.
We don't need no badges. I don't have to show you any stinking badges.
Okay. Everybody
All right.
see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Hang on. Now watch this.
Ready? to attack Rock Ridge at noon tomorrow. Here's your badge. Sergeant, we don't need no stinking budget. Qualification.
Oh, let's get rid of that. We don't need that.
No.
But so it was in both movies. It was in both movies.
Yeah, yeah. But the thing
Well-
is that in the original was the Treasure of the Sierra Madres.
You are
Let me
correct.
ask this: were both of those Mel Brooks movies?
Yeah,
No.
no, just the first one, or the
Not the
second
first
one.
one, second one.
Yeah.
Blazing Saddles was Mel Brooks. Treasure of Sierra Madre was much older than that.
Way back in the 50s.
I'm glad we got that
So
cleared up.
there you go. Mystery solved. I couldn't watch you guys anymore. I couldn't listen to you talk about it anymore. And then John's over there telling me to look stuff up on the internet. I'm trying to finish my sub sandwich for dinner. Hell with it. Get on.
Well, you win the prize, Mike.
Oh boy. Okay.
What kind of wing you got there, Peter?
Oh, that's from the Forerunner. Except somebody had already put on the leading and trailing edges. They screwed up the leading edge. It's pointier at the root than it is at the tip. That's not going to work.
Put the wing in backwards.
Looks like it's. Oh, okay. I can see. I thought it looked like it was blunt at first.
Oh, yeah. It kind of is. But as you. I don't know if you
Hey, I
can-
got a fan.
No.
I got a fan running in the background. Is it too noisy? Can you guys hear it?
It's not bothering me, but I'm not hearing so good through these headphones.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to cut that off. Yeah, I have to figure out how to fix it. This thing's glued on there well.
God, I hate using these headphones.
I like mine.
Well, yeah, I can't hear myself talk except for through my skull when I use the headphones, and so I have to pull them halfway out of my ear, and but then they'll fall out. You got real headphones though, John.
Yeah. Actually, the mic is in the headphone if I've got the right plug-in.
Oh,
But I'm
I
working.
I had a pair of Koss headphones, but they're long gone, worn out now. So.
Yeah, these are skull candy. But I'm using the mic on my camera, so
Yeah.
I really like the camera on that little Logitech thing.
I do too. That's a great camera. I'll be glad if I can get mine working again. But the camera works, but all the sound's gone to hell on my PC, and it works fine on everything but video chat. But video chat is just completely unusable with speakers and microphone, neither of which are related to each other on their respective buses. So it doesn't make any sense. Like I said, I think Tom's right. We got a bad Windows driver, and it might just fix itself one of these days. But I can't seem to find it.
Well, I know I'm glad I got the new computer that I got, but I found out why I have trouble sharing screens is that I'm actually on dial-up. I didn't realize I was on dial-up.
Holy crap! Really?
Oh,
I didn't.
Yeah.
I would have never guessed dial-up would even work.
Well, it's a high-speed dial-up, but it's
Like DSL or something. Yeah.
yeah, but it's not high. It doesn't have enough bandwidth to share with.
Yeah.
Share.
Well, Dennis is having trouble sharing too. He crashes every time he tries to share.
Does he?
Yeah. He's been talking to his family using 8x8, and same thing happens when he talks to them.
Hmm. Well, I've been taking a break from designing airplanes and drawing plans. I've been working on getting the room here set up for the computer and the drafting.
Yeah, it's good for
And
your mental health to change projects once in a while.
yeah. I'm also going to set my ham radio up in here in the same room too. So it's a project. I've been gathering stuff together to get the antennas up and properly built. I know exactly what I want to build, and I've had that particular antenna before, and it was very good for me. Did excellent job at distance. Wasn't too good close in, but boy, would it get out and walk the walk and talk the talk, as they used to say back in the old CB jargon days.
Yeah.
But as soon as I get this set up, then I'll get back on the working on the plans. I'll, I'll also get working on setting up my new shop upstairs, and then maybe I can start building some airplanes here this summer. It'd be nice to have a new airplane to take to the Las Vegas Stunt Challenge.
Is that in July?
That's in November.
Oh, that's right. It is. Yeah.
That's to me that'd be a good one to go to because everybody else is it's cold and that, and down there it's nice and
Yeah.
whatever. Plus you got lots to do in the evening.
Yeah, I've only been to Las Vegas one time back in, I don't know, must have been about 1980, 81 maybe. Had a good time.
Oh yeah.
I lost all of my money though. Of course, I
Well,
only had $150 in my pocket when I left home, so that wasn't exactly uh, um, a bucket full of gambling money. But I was there for about 3 days, and halfway through the trip, I had twice as much money as I arrived with. And then when I was in the Atlanta airport on the way home, I was thirsty to death and couldn't even scrape up enough money to buy a Pepsi with.
been
I had
there, done
one.
that.
I had one nickel in my pocket. That was pretty pathetic.
That's why around here we call it lost wages.
Yeah. Well, they don't stay in business by giving money away. You know,
Nope.
a lot of people think. I don't know what makes them think it, but they think they can go get some free money in Las Vegas, but it just doesn't work for most people.
They tell me that if you're really good at craps, you might be able to do something.
Holly likes to watch the show on HGTV that's called Lottery Dream Homes, where people who have won a couple of $1 million from the lottery or even a few 100,000 want to buy the house of their dreams. And so this guy goes out and they make a show out of searching for a house. And once in a while, somebody on that show will turn up not having won the lottery, but having won a poker game or something like that. And
Mm-hmm.
one guy won about $1 million playing poker. I don't know how you get up from the table and walk away with $1 million at a poker table. There
They
must be
don't
some pretty
encourage
polite guys that you're playing with.
they don't encourage you to do that.
No. How
That
does
the
it
how
work? Are you supposed to stay until is there a moderator of sorts that closes the game at some certain point, and everybody
No, he
leaves
won
with
it all.
whatever?
They play in a tournament. You keep playing till you get down to just a couple guys, and when one guy wins all the money and the other guy's broke,
Uh,
you get up and walk away with your $1,000,000.
I bet that's what it is then. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm going to try sharing something now that we're on Jitsi just to see if it works.
Okay.
Okay.
Jitsi seems pretty strong right now. I actually like it. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I didn't have to wait until it was almost finished. Wow, that's a beauty. What is that?
That's a Carl Goldberg Skylark with a 4-stroke motor in it. And the design scheme, the color scheme is my own design.
I like it. Even Trayan would like that color scheme. That's really nice. Is that paint?
No, it's all monocoat.
Very nice.
Well, I guess sharing works.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just a single. Is that a trike? Or yeah, that's a tricycle gear, isn't it?
Yes.
Yep. A big nose wheel.
It is.
Yeah, I put really big wheels on this one.
You fly it off the grass.
Fly it from the grass, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love that. That's a great looking plane.
So I can get on my desktop. I'm going.
Hey, Bill.
Hi.
So that's actually a good idea.
Bill, I was watching your exploits on YouTube today.
Yeah, I've had my fun.
I watched the electric control line video, and then I watched your glider video where you lost the battery in the hatch.
Yeah, boy, was I lucky there that that battery fell out right when it was going to land. Or
Where you were, it'd have been real easy. I don't like hatches with magnets, man, or even with the snaps. You know,
yeah,
I still put a rubber band over them or a piece of tape or something. I take that extra time because I've had. Is it a magnet hatch or a snap hatch? Yeah, I've lost them myself, and like I said, I just put a piece of Scotch tape over it every time I fly and rip it off. You know, it's another step, but
yeah,
better than losing an airplane.
you know, and that
Got
was
cats all over the place tonight.
Yeah. Oh, come on. This is Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Hey, Andy.
He could get downright insistent.
Look at this son of a bitch.
No.
Somebody took out the sheeting for the wings. There's no balsa sheet for the wings. Whoever had the kit took it out, and it never made it back in the kit. Wonderful.
I've done it to myself, Peter.
Yeah,
I've
me
robbed
too.
stuff out of a kit before, and yeah.
Well, I guess I'm not starting this anytime soon.
We may not want to wait, Peter, to get some more sheeting because the price is going up and up and up.
Yeah, I have to order it online at any rate. No,
Yeah.
not going to get anything from. Oh, come on. came out of the box, go back in the box.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Everything else seems to be in there, but I should have about another 6 or 8 of these, and I don't have another 6 or 8 of them. And those are not for the wing anyway, they're too short. Oh, that's what you. I can't even complain to the person who sold me the kit because I only bought it like 5 years ago.
Hey, Robert Ladd just joined us on the tube side. He must be one of Sparky's supporters because he's got a big green supporter box around his name. Hey, Robert, thanks for coming in to visit us.
I'm wondering if I should look at my Sig Magnum and see if I'm missing out of that.
Robert's from, it says Wally, Oregon. Is that Milwaukee, Oregon, or Wally? Anyway, he says he likes the show. He says he loves the show. That's even better. We appreciate you looking.
So what happened with my control line? I was flying it yesterday and trying some loops, and it just wasn't pulling out. The one time I missed the ground by about a foot, and the next time I think I cut the grass. It was so low, but it didn't hit. And
Third time.
then I noticed there was a crack in the fuselage. So
yeah, until you said that, I thought it was like really nose heavy. So you said the fuse was cracked. So it was probably flexing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you saved it. You trimmed the grass there a couple times.
When you're doing multiple loops, you gotta let off of your upline a little as you climb back up to let it climb higher and higher so that you gain some extra altitude on the way back up, and then you'll be higher and you won't come so close to the ground on the consecutive loops. So every time you fly a loop, after your pull out, back off of the up, let it climb higher and higher, then add up, come around off the up, go around top, and then add up,
Okay.
and that way you keep it in the same groove.
You know, though, with a plane that's really trimmed out well, you give it a certain amount of up, and it'll hold that loop all the way
It'll stay
around.
in the groove. Yeah, getting a plane to fly that well is tricky. Generally speaking, if you take a beater out and want to fly loops with it, though, you gotta ease off the upline to climb back up and gain altitude.
Yeah, but it sure is nice when they're trimmed out well and they just groove through around the rounds. And then what the fun thing to do is to get it to groove on the outsides as well.
You know, outsides have always been better for me than insides. I'm not sure why, but everything I do outside works better. I do better squares and better loops flying outside.
Probably the way you're holding your handle.
Probably is.
My house ain't big enough to fly inside. I gotta fly outside.
It sounds
But you
like
can't
your
fly
parents'
outside.
house might have been. You ran through the house with running engines enough through there when you were kids. It sounds like.
That's fine.
So I take it Jitsi is part of the 8x8 or whatever.
Yeah, same company. 8x8 is an older company that was more diversified. They bought Jitsi, but I was reading something the other day about 8x8, and 8x8 advertised itself as being powered by Jitsi. So
Oh, okay.
they must have bought Jitsi and then started using their um, open source software. But right now, Jitsi's working
Nice.
fine. So I went back to it trying. When I had the audio problems, turns out both of them have the same audio problem. But I stuck with Jitsi because it was working just as well, and I also had the control of follow me and all that that I don't have with 8x8
Well, I got on YouTube, and there's a big echo on YouTube.
tonight.
Yeah.
Uh, it, there was yeah, well, there was one moment or two we went through where
That there, YouTube was working fine.
Mike,
You got on during the part when I was re-looping. That was my fault. We solved that.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
I know what part of the show you're watching. That was a problem on my end. I had to disconnect and reconnect.
Oh, okay. So I didn't know if we got to go in here and adjust our stuff or whatever.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Good now.
I got a question for you guys. Hello, show and tell.
Nice.
perfect.
Magnitude's perfect.
Hey, Mike, you know what this is?
It's a Brodak Galaxy, man. No, that's a super spider.
That's a super spider.
Yeah.
Super spider. Wow.
Well, it's just with a different
Rudder.
canopy and tail, and you can do
Yeah.
whatever you want to them.
Let me see the elevator. Show the elevator. Yeah.
Well,
Good flying plane.
my question is that the thing's kind of heavy, but right now, right on the spar, it's a little bit. It about balances, maybe just a teeny bit tail heavy. Should I paint the fuse or whatever? Then think if I want to balance it, to lighten up the stab on it. Because I don't want to. I'm afraid that I'll be, get it nose heavy and had to add weight. But I'm trying to get this thing to balance, without having to add weight all over it.
Just try changing the front wheels. Go from light wheels to the heavy rubber Dubros if you have to. That can make a big difference.
Oh, I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled.
Then the other
Magnum, and I don't have to do anything to the fuselage. The header comes out underneath the bottom of the bottom sheet planking of the fuselage. It's wonderful.
But is it worth tapering the elevator? Putting the taper in it.
I don't think so.
The only one I didn't like when I got it done. Normally, I always tapered them. I guess it's whatever you like, but I thought the one I didn't do looked kind of like I didn't know what I was doing when I built it.
Well, I didn't know if the taper in it gives you a softer center or,
Didn't notice anything different that way.
No.
Steve, I know that on the flaps, some people believe if you leave it squared, it's going to be stiffer, won't flex. So more on the flaps, but I think on the elevator, it doesn't matter. You can go and taper it, no big deal. So on the flap, it might be a debate because it's wider than the elevator.
Oh, okay.
Elevators don't twist that much.
Yeah, I can taper that, save that down.
Use 8-pound sea grade.
For the elevator?
Yeah, anything that you want to be stiff.
Well, I tell you what, And I don't know what, the fuselage weighs a little over 6 ounces. The stab weighs right now 2.7 ounces.
The
I didn't
stab
know that.
does?
Yeah. Which that I think is kind of heavy for that size of a stab.
Yeah.
But it is stiff though. I'll tell you that. It ain't gonna bend. But I didn't know if 6 ounces on a profile is a heavy fuse or not.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay. The wing, I can go down and weigh it, see what it weighs up now, but
The wing probably weighs between 9 and 11 pounds.
holy shit.
That's pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you hit the ground, it bounces.
Well, maybe that might be my problem because I hit the ground a lot and I lose a lot of airplanes. I just ain't building them heavy enough.
There you go. You build them really heavy, you can't get them off the ground, and they really last a long time.
Oh, okay.
No, I meant to say 9 and 11 ounces.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I'm gonna pull the covering off the wing and redo it. Because this
Hey,
one,
Charles.
Hey, what's up, Mike?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. A good friend of yours just came in. He's having problems with his camera, but let's all welcome Walter Hicks to the live chat. He's down there. No video, but he has audio. He's having camera. Walter, you got to turn your mic on, though. Try to turn your microphone on so you can. There
Is
you
it on
go. Yep.
Okay. What's wrong with my deal? It says failed access to your camera. What's the deal?
Well, you got a camera on there?
Try turning your camera on just like you did your audio.
Press the button. Start, stop.
Yeah. Click on the
Yeah,
camera
down
icon.
down at the bottom
it says
center.
failed to access.
Okay.
it used to be, and I don't know now, but when we first got Jitsi, you had to give them the right to use your camera.
Permission, yeah.
Permission. And when we went to 8x8, I guess that permission went over because I never had to do it again.
How do you do that?
Settings, 3 dots on the right-hand corner.
Okay.
Click in there and see if you can.
Yeah.
Another settings. This camera permission not granted.
Right. You need to grant them permission.
It won't allow me to.
It seems like the first time I got into Jitsi, it asked for permission right then and there. But
Yeah, but there's 3 dots over on the right side. If you hover mouse over and click those 3 dots, and then you can go to settings, and it'll give you a screen that allows you to pick your default mic and camera and speakers. That might be where you can turn it on or off too.
All right. Manage video quality. No.
Yeah, it's down below that where it says settings, and it's a little gear.
Below that.
Yeah, I'm in the. I got an Apple MacBook. Stop live stream. Share a YouTube video.
No.
Below that.
It says settings.
Go to settings.
Okay.
There we go. Click on settings.
I did, but if you go to settings, what does it do? It says camera, and then it says permission not granted, and when I click it, nothing happens.
Huh.
Go to.
Is there a settings in the?
Oh, really?
In the Apple?
Yeah, it
Is
could
there
be
an
on the
Apple
computer.
setting?
Yeah.
Because you may have the camera disabled in there.
All right, let me see.
Okay.
As Mike knows well, I'm pretty computer illiterate, so let me see.
Well,
Hey, we got you
T-Bone
posting
Tom.
pictures, and we
Not
got you
alone. A
here.
lot of people.
Oh, you can see me here?
No,
No, but we got your audio at least. We got you this
Yeah, at
far.
least we can talk to you. Some people don't have a good enough signal to turn their camera on a good day. Tom Luciano just dropped down on us. Hey, T-Bone, what's going on out there?
So update on the SB11. 4 quotes of dope on the fuselage and the rudder. It added 0.4 of an ounce is what that weighs. Ready for covering now. But I just don't see how these people get 6-ounce finishes on a whole airplane when hell, I'll probably be 3 ounces on just the fuselage. I mean, with clear and stuff, will probably add over an ounce just right there.
I think there's some big talk going into that 3-ounce deal.
I think John Jordan, Sparky's friend, now is consistently doing 8-ounce finishes. Now, I think Sparky can do the 6, but I think typical would be 8 ounces.
But now, are they counting that just as the color, or are they counting that up from bare wood?
Bare wood.
Must be. It would have to be.
Yeah, because I don't see how they do it. Because if I doped all the wing stuff and all that, and then covered it, and then doped all the covering and everything, I'd probably have 6 ounces in clear before even any color. And I know that. That's what I don't understand. I know my clear isn't heavier than other people's clear. You know, so I don't know.
I'll talk more when I actually finish a plane.
Yeah,
we're looking forward to the day, Charles.
I know, so am I. So am I.
Oh, 5 years from now?
No, it's going to be sooner than that.
Hey, Charles, is that because you're my friend that you build slow too?
Yeah, maybe so. Just life, you know.
So Charles builds airplanes that take an acre and a half of covering, so it's hard. It's hard for him to keep them light.
Hey, Charles, I think they say birds of a feather flock together.
Yeah, I've heard that before. Yeah. But we'll see. I mean, once I know how to do it, I'll tell you how to do it. But right now, all I can do is listen, Steve.
Well, that's why I'm weighing everything, and I'm like, okay, I want to see how in the hell, we can do this at 6 ounces. Because I watched Sparky clear his airplane. Boy, he just really puts the stuff on there. I mean, I'm real careful. Make sure a coat is just a coat and not,
Well, Sparky has that formula where you start off with a certain amount, and that's all you get. I mean, you can add as much thinner as you want, but you only get so much to do the finish. I'm not sure what that quantity is. I don't remember. And Wendy had the same thing. Wendy would start off with, I know Wendy said he'd start off with a gallon of dope, and then he would split that into 3 parts. And one would be earmarked for this, and the other be earmarked for the other, and then one be earmarked for, maybe the final coats. I don't know, but that's all you get. You can add all the thinner you want, but that's all the paint you use. So you gotta just have a diet, and that's it. That's all the paint. And then that Sparky, what doesn't Sparky? He'll stop spraying. Once he gets a certain weight, that's it. He'll just stop painting.
Yeah, it looks like to me I'd have to stop spraying once I had the clear on it.
That's too bad.
Well, Steve,
Just get a shine on it.
Steve, the simple thing to do there is just put dye in your clear, and now it's already colored and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I know Sparky says that the top coat adds, you know, the clear adds an ounce. So if it adds a clear adds an ounce on that, it has. If you got 4 coats on it,
Oh,
of
like
clear,
some.
it would have to add a lot of weight that way. Unless they're only considering the color as.
No, you're not that lucky. It's from the bare wood.
You guys seal the wood with 20-minute finishing epoxy and wipe it off to seal it before you put anything on it?
Some do, some don't.
Because if it's real light wood, if you do that right, you're not going to add any weight, and then your dope's not sinking in there.
Some people use hairspray, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's just lacquer.
Yeah.
Hey, Walter, how you doing these days? I haven't talked to you for years.
Oh, I finally got smart and got retired, got lazy, and you know how that goes. I'm in Southern Oregon, so I can afford to retire. So.
Oh, cool. So you're no longer a football coach or any of that kind of stuff?
No, too old.
Well, you had a good run.
Yeah, yeah.
How'd your Giles work out?
I have some parts cut out for it and stuff, and I didn't build it, but I'm gonna. It's on the bucket list. I only got about 3 planes, and that's one of them.
Ah, good.
So yeah, that's a big old. Talk about big. That's 740 squares and 63 inches. That's a big airplane.
Is that the one I drew for you, or is that another one?
Yeah, that's. Oh, the Giles or the laser.
Oh,
the one you drew for me.
Never mind.
You talking about the ARF, the yellow ARF?
No, I don't. It wasn't. As far as I know, no. I'm talking about the one I drew for you.
That's a Laser 200.
Okay, never mind. I got them mixed up.
Okay.
But did you build it? How'd it fly?
No, not yet. But it's out again. It's on the list. I've narrowed the list down to about 2 or 3.
Excellent. I wish my list was that short.
Yeah.
So I went flying today. Actually, a friend of mine built a trainer. I've been trying to get my kids and my kids' friends to fly. And a friend of mine, he made this trainer where it's a foam wing and it's on top, and the fuselage is like basswood. So I flew that today, and it flies pretty nice. But the real test would be when I have a kid try to fly it. You know, my biggest problem is when I fly a plane, I'm thinking it's stable, and I'm thinking it's easy, you know. And I will have someone get on the handle, and it's like more plane than they can handle. I really have a hard time judging when it's easy to fly.
Well, you're probably going to have to tone it down to where it'll barely loop and stuff like that. You know?
Yeah, right.
Hey, Charles.
Yeah.
Let me give you a hint on a dual handle setup for training kids. You take a pair of identical handles,
right?
and you lengthen the or you put a piece of like 12-inch material from the handle to the flying lines, and then you have the second handle has like a 2-foot piece from the handle to the flying, and they both connect at the flying line. So now what happens? Your student is flying on the shorter line. You've got the longer line. As the student gets in trouble, you just pull back and you take it away from him, and you straighten it out and you relax it, and he's got it again. You can do it very subtly. It doesn't shake the kid up when you're doing it, and they'll pick it up real quick that way.
You
That's
mean
a cool
they
idea.
have to like throw the handle and I
They
take it
what?
away, or they? I mean,
No,
can
no,
they
no.
still hold on?
He's got a handle in his hand. You got a handle in your hand. The handle in your hand has the longer lead out to on it. So he's
Okay.
flying along. He gets in trouble. He's heading towards the ground. Oh my goodness, what are we going to do? You just pull back on your handle, give it up and pull it out. See, you put slack in his, and then you get it straightened out, and then you lean forward. And you say, you got it," and you give it back to him.
But if
Charles,
the but
here's what he's saying. Both
okay,
of these handles are connected at the lines, but this has longer lead out cables, I guess you would call it, to the handle. So like your
okay,
standard handle, this is your student's handle connected to the lines. You put a longer set of cables on this handle, your student flies up here, you fly right behind him and give him a little slack so he has control of the airplane. If he's losing control, you just pull back. Now you've got control of the airplane. Does that make sense?
okay. Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
I would
That's all.
on
Go
the
in and
student,
out.
on the student's handle. I would put a like a 6-inch to 12-inch additional length on there, just so you got a little more room to slack up. But that works so good.
That's
Wow,
a good idea.
That's the first time I've ever heard of that.
It's not my idea. Somebody else told me about it.
Very cool.
I saw that in the 70s at Rouge Park. The guys were doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I learned the old-fashioned way. Dad just passed me the handle back and forth.
I know that's when we were kids. We were just determined to fly, and we just through sheer grit and determination, we end up flying. You know.
Yeah.
You know, it seemed like with that PT-19 trainer that when you had that on the beginner level, it's like you could just hold the upstring and fly around.
That's true because you needed that to keep it off the ground. Yeah, that's my first flying airplane is a Cox PT-19, and so if you can learn to fly that, you can learn to fly anything.
That's what I learned to fly on when I was
Me
6.
too. When I couldn't fly the Stuka, or when I couldn't glue it back together anymore, I learned on a PT-19. But in later years, I put a Killer Bee on it, and it would jump off the ground without even rolling, and that was all it took to turn it into a decent little flying airplane.
I bet.
Uh,
Go ahead.
my learning plane was back in like 1955, I think it was. Wenmac had a plane out there. It was an aluminum delta wing. It was just folded over and back and pinned to the back. It had an elevator back there and had a little rudder up on it. It had a Wenmac half A in the front. Had either trike gear or it had one gear in front and two out by the wingtip. We flew that thing. We crashed it in the cul-de-sac. My buddy and I taught ourselves to fly. We crashed that a dozen times before we finally realized you give it up to get it in the air, and then you easy up and get it flying level, because we'd get it up there and hold it up and then try to, anyway, but that thing survived. Both he and I learning how to fly on that thing.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, on the asphalt. Yeah.
That's really impressive.
I have never seen another one of those Wenmac Delta flyers or whatever it is ever again.
Yeah.
Mine was a Goldberg swordsman.
A swordsman.
Yeah,
I burnt it. I've got it was more blue than there was paint on it.
So for my half-A electric, I decided I'm going to put it in a Stuntman 23.
Oh, there you go. I remember that plane.
That was like the first plane I remember building. I don't know if it ever flew, but I remember building one. But this is a new version somebody's making laser cut. So I thought I'd try the electric on this. Just because it'd be easy to install everything. And I
I
think
bought a box of lumber.
put a
Where's the
040
battery? Where do they put the battery on that?
I don't know. It just goes on the side somewhere.
I bought a box of lumber to make 3 Stuntman 23s and never got around to building them. But I also, instead of just the flat sheets, I bought the 1/4 inch from SIG, the 1/4 inch airfoil, and I bought 2 for each wing so I could laminate them and have a symmetrical 1/2 inch airfoil. And I'd like to build those someday, and maybe they were fun to fly with just the flat sheet wing. But when I busted mine up after letting my nieces fly it one weekend, it was so badly busted that I ended up cutting the tail, the whole empennage off, and gluing it 1 inch behind the main wing. And so it was like wing and then empennage, and it turned into one super hot little, almost like a combat,
That's what
plane.
I
It
was
would
thinking.
just turn loops the size of a beach ball. It was fun as hell after that.
Excuse me.
I
You've been
oh
losing.
yeah.
So
Hey, that looks like my little Satan.
that's what I learned to fly on. that was my first. That's what I actually learned to fly on.
That's
Nothing
not a
in,
bad plane to learn on. We had a young guy on Cox Engine Forums that came to visit my house one day, and the first control line flight he ever put up, he flew the tank out on my little Satan with a Black Widow on it, and it was a pretty well handling little plane. It
yeah,
didn't turn
I
real
flew it
hard
in knee
tight
high
loops
grass.
either.
The grass was like up to my knees. I crashed it a dozen times. Not a mark on it.
Yeah, it couldn't get to the ground.
No.
I taught several guys to fly on little Satans or combat kittens and over tall grass like that. You crash a plane and the plane would be hanging in the grass. It wouldn't get to the ground. It actually was a good setup for teaching guys to fly.
Well, after I had the Cox airplanes, me and my brother, we decided we're going to build one. So we bought the combat kittens, and they come in a 2-pack.
Yep.
Right.
So we both built a combat kitten. Then we bought TDs for them and put them on bladder tanks.
Nice.
So we go out to fly. Them things were so fast. I think I finally got one complete revolution before it hit the ground. My brother got like 2. I mean, they were just wham and shit, And Dick's like, why would you think you could fly something like this? It's an 049,
Bladders? We don't need those stinking bladders.
But I remember we went down and went to the drugstore and got glycerin because you had to glycerin the tube or what for the bladder, and I think I was 15 years old, and that would make my brother 12. We're building them things, and we decided that we'd fly them. Well, after they went in, we decided to go to a Lake Street and fly that, but it was a whole lot easier, a lot slower.
I built a little Satan in 1969. I think it was $3 for the kit.
Yeah.
Probably under $3. I don't know.
Well, yeah, when we bought that stuff or whatever, I was working at the skating rink making 50 cents an hour. And I don't know what a 2-pack of the combat kittens cost, but
$2.95.
was it $2.95?
Yep.
And then I think the motors were like $7 or something like that for them.
Yep.
So I bought the kits, and my brother bought it. He had $7 or $8 or whatever. And I got the rest of the stuff, and we did them up, but they didn't last long.
Weren't flying over tall grass, were you?
No, we just went out to the control line field and flew with all them guys, you know. They thought it was pretty neat, though. I mean, we had the engines running really well. It took us like a week to learn how to use the bladder, pinch the line off, and get it going, and you know. But the airplanes were so soaked with fuel and stuff from losing the line, and it's squirting fuel all over the damn airplane and everything else. And man, it was a lot of fun. We learned not to do that kind of stuff without asking somebody who really knew what they were doing.
But I noticed, from watching Rusty's videos and Mike's that, to get the half A's to give some line tension, the thing really has to fly pretty fast.
Yeah, it is. If you don't want to have to put a lot of, some people put a lot of engine offset and even rudder input into it, which I don't like doing that so much. But yeah, keeping them flying fast is what I always did. Just the faster the better, and they stay out on the lines. But I like to go to when I go fly half A. My general rule of thumb is I take 3 sets of lines to the field, and it depends on the plane I'm flying, and it depends on the weather of the day. And if it's a pretty calm day, I'll use 45-foot lines. I take a set of 45s, a set of 40s, and a set of 35s, and just depending on conditions, I'll pick out which set of lines I want to fly on that day.
I'll tell you what.
Metal?
Nah, I use something like spider wire, or just whatever I bought at Walmart. I years ago, back 2012, I bought spider wire at Walmart. I'm still flying on that same line. I've walked on it, drug it across the pavement, and treated it like crap, and stuff's indestructible. But that's what I use. And I got 3, like I said, 3 spools, and just depending on the conditions and depending on the airplane, I pick one of those 35, 40, and 45 feet.
I tell you what flies well is that little half A clown, super clown that Brodak has, a little electric one. I mean, that's what Samantha learned how to do, fly inverted, everything else, loops with that. I mean, I've flown it, and I can fly that just as well as I do in the other airplane. But, yeah, my brother flew it. He couldn't believe that, a little half A airplane would, fly inverted and do inside, outside, and all that kind of stuff. Never did try to fly the whole pattern with it, but it might do it.
I tried to buy one, but they were out of stock right now. So.
Oh, are they really? Then they're gone forever.
Oh.
Oh, John Skukelek's out there watching us. I typed in a minute ago in the chat box just to check, make sure YouTube stream was still working, and he typed back in that it was, and that's the first thing I heard from him in a long time. But that's one of our age-old fan members that hangs out in the shadows and watches us. John Skukelek. Some of you guys know him.
Working? Can anybody see me?
Yeah. Yeah, I see you. You got your camera working great.
Yeah, I got it on my iPhone.
Oh yeah, we got you now.
Oh, very good.
Turn your iPhone sideways.
Yep, sideways is better.
There you go.
There you go.
Now,
There you go.
See stuff that I'm seeing?
Yep.
Now you got a good picture.
Okay, is that just me or is that anything else?
When you're talking,
That's you. That's your face
behind you.
Yeah.
So if I want to show stuff behind me, I just turn it around.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
What do you
Well,
see?
Walter.
There we go. Yeah. Like that.
Yeah.
What's that? What do you see?
There's Walter, the airplane. But let me tell you something. With an iPhone, there's 2 ways to do that.
Okay.
So if you touch the screen,
Yeah.
just touch the screen, and you should see a little camera icon with arrows going in a circle. If you touch that, then it'll flip your camera around so that whatever you're pointing it at will be showing.
Yeah, and then you can see better what we're looking at too.
Yeah, then you'll be able to see what we're seeing.
All right. Okay.
Well, nice to meet you, Walter. I've heard your name about 1,000,000 times.
All right. Can you see anything here?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we see an
yeah.
airplane hanging from the ground right now.
Which one do you see?
Oh, a whole bunch of
I'm
them.
just trying to figure this out.
Well, you gotta move
I
slow.
saw a black Stuka.
You gotta move the camera real slow, Walter, and just kind of pan around your whole ceiling and talk about what you got.
Yeah, because it takes this slow to focus when it moves.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that a High Johnson Stuka or is that a?
No,
Cock.
That was a cock Stuka.
that's a Cox Stuka and a PT-19 and a Cub.
Yeah, I love my Cox Stuka.
It is. Let me see what else.
That Cub Cox also?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
everything is a Cox except for like that one. You know, guys know what that one is, right? The red one.
Yeah, it's a Jim Walker
Fire baby.
Fire Baby.
Well, let me see. I'm trying to. I'm not very smart here. I'm trying to figure out. There's another one over here.
Just
That's
don't,
pretty cool.
just don't get dizzy and fall, Walter.
I'm trying. I'm about to get dizzy and fall. All right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Don't get dizzy and fall. That's exactly what I say.
Walter, touch your screen on your phone and then try to turn your camera around. Did something come up there?
Like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Now you can see what you're aiming at. There you go. That's it.
What do you see?
An
We see
airplane.
what you're aiming at.
Chrome red airplane.
All right.
A silver airplane.
Top flight.
Now we see the picture from whoever's making the most noise. So when he's showing us something, y'all try to let him dominate the screen and don't over talk him because I can't control that.
Because I can't see what I'm seeing.
Top flight.
Okay. What about that?
Biplane.
Little tube.
Very nice. I asked the biplane.
Little stinker.
Very nice.
Little stinker. No kidding.
Wow. Very nice.
Jumping bean.
What is that? Jumping bean?
Little stinker.
All right. What is that biplane? You gotta slow too, man.
Yeah, I knew it.
Oh, yeah. Wow, you got some old stuff, man.
You know what that is?
That's a 0.
Yeah, it's a form flight.
I don't.
Who makes it?
Top flight, I think.
Wow.
Top flight. Stinson
Hey.
Reliant.
You got the Corsair.
Yeah. This one I didn't build. I got a kit though. You guys see that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Sky Raider.
Wow. What is that?
It's a Cox Sky Raider.
Very nice.
See, you got
Wow, very nice.
yeah, you got a chipmunk too, huh?
Very nice.
Oh, I see a Mustang back there. I see a Spitfire. I see an extra 300.
Is that the
You got about every Cox airplane ever built, man.
Not
C-38.
I used to have 46 of them, but I had to move. I had to get rid of them. This is one of my favorites right here.
I never seen many of them.
Beautiful.
Spitfire.
Yeah.
And then this one here.
Yeah, I see a Spitfire.
There's one, Steve.
What is that?
Is it Dauntless?
SB2, whatever it is. Helldiver or something.
That's the Helldiver. Yeah.
Yeah, and then this is my very first ever airplane that I ever had.
That's the first. Yeah, that one had floats with it too, didn't it?
Wow.
This was the Super Cub. I got it for Christmas without a motor, and I put $4 in an envelope and sent it to LM Cox, and they sent me a baby B.
Yeah, didn't that come with floats too, Walter?
Some of them, the orange one did, but this one didn't.
And I think they even made skis for those as well.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, skis and floats.
Most of these I have not flown. They're just hanging. You guys see that one?
Yep. Extra.
Yeah, you got thousands of dollars worth of stuff in here.
Yeah, this is my carrier airplane. It's a 50 carrier. You guys see that?
Yep.
Yep.
Is this okay to do this?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for.
What we're here for.
I fly stunt, but I do everything else. This is a This is a 40. This is what they call a Northwest 40 sport carrier. It's you got to have an FT40. The silver plane. And then
Nice.
this is actually a scale plane.
Wow.
That's a Mr. Mulligan
Beautiful.
built the contest with.
That's pretty.
Yeah. And then
Very nice.
you guys know what that is?
Dakota?
Yeah.
No, I know.
Dakota is a real simple free flight plane. It's got a Pee-wee 020. And then
Oh
for
yeah,
the
teeny
dive
little
bar,
engine.
see this one? What do you see in there?
That's pretty.
What? No, that's
what is that?
it's actually a PDK scale airplane, but the numbers were good, so I used it for profile stunt. It's got about 640 square. It's got a Rojet 67.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow, that's a big old profile.
This is the latest.
Wow.
That's a very, very old top flight kit.
Oh, that's nice.
And then this one's my passion, which is large rubber free flight.
Wow.
Very nice.
And then that's another, the Sea Fury that you can see there's another PDK kit. I hope you guys are seeing this. I can't tell.
Yeah, we're seeing it fine.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty.
And this one
I can
is
see
the one
it.
I'm working on. I've had it. Charles knows. Start it and leave it. It's a 44-inch Stearman. It's scale. So we're working on this stuff
Nice.
now. Then
That's good, Walter.
and I'm almost done. More you guys. I got one more, and then I'm done. But
You're not boring us, Walter. This is what
Nah,
this
man.
is what we're here
Wow,
for.
this is interesting.
can you
Yeah,
see
this is our
one?
favorite part of the show.
Yeah.
Can you see this one?
Oh yeah.
It's another Pat King
Yeah.
kit. This is
Looks
a
good.
15 Stearman. It's for 15 size scale. It's there's not built up wings on this one, but I'm going to use it for carrier because 15 carrier you can just put a hook in the back.
Very nice.
Hey,
All right,
Now, what
Walter,
kind of fish is that?
What's that?
What kind of finish is that?
Who's talking? Charles?
Yeah.
Remember I talked to you guys about?
Yeah.
That's automotive paint from the bottom up. Okay, that's the Richard Oliver method, where you use. Let me see if I got any. Where is it? Let me see if you guys can see it. Can you see that?
You lost your video.
I lost my video. It says low battery.
There we go. Omni.
You see?
Oh, okay.
It's quick clear. Okay. It has a bunch of acrylic in it. It's two-part, and you brush it on, and then sand it off. You brush it on again, and it's shiny, and then you sand it till it's flat, and that's your base. It doesn't shrink. And then you just base coat or two-part auto primer, and then base coat very little for color, and then two-part auto clear very little. And it doesn't weigh much. And that's what this finish is here. Can you see it?
Yeah, looks nice. Hey, Walter.
That's not much on that. That's what's, but it's pretty shiny if you can see it.
Yeah, that's pretty glossy. That's pretty.
That's just put on with an airbrush. So.
I'll say, Walter, you build faster than Charles.
It's about 4 years. These are the Stearmans are 4 years old. So Charles, how long you been building on yours?
Walter, put the camera horizontal.
Yeah, rotate your camera horizontal. There, now you're full screen.
Are you just seeing me?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we are.
All right.
Now I am. I saw
Ringmaster.
What do you see?
Ringmaster.
Yeah. You guys know what this is?
Ringmaster. Le Mans. No, I don't. Le Mans. What is that?
Slot car set.
Oh, slot cars. Oh yeah, very cool.
Yeah. So anyway, well that's
very cool.
That's the tour without showing you the rest of the mess.
That's a pretty good tour. Thanks. We appreciate
That's
it.
very cool, man. Yeah, thank you very much.
One more.
Yeah, I've never been there, so it's kind of cool to see this, Walter.
All right, you see that?
All right. Yeah.
Rubber power?
Yeah, that's a rubber power scale plane. It's
Mr. Mulligan.
Yeah, I think it's 18 inches or no, I don't know. It's not a peanut. I don't have the wind chill on. I got everything else. That's painted with Design Master floral paint. Hard to get white on plane. All right, I'm done.
Very nice.
Thanks for the tour.
All right.
That was cool.
Yeah, and welcome.
Mike talked me into this, okay? Charles been working for a long time, and I finally gave up. So.
Yeah, welcome to the show, man. We're glad to have you.
All right.
I didn't give up. Yeah, it's great.
Hey, Tryon. Did you have to increase your throws for your airplane, or what did you end up doing?
Oh yeah, I just gave it a little bit more elevator, and it was back in business.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I think I gave it too much.
Yeah,
it's too feisty.
You can actually add more flap, more elevator, depending on what you want to do.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, on the plane of Samantha's, we had to take a little elevator out because it made it bounce on the exit of.
And then here's my little saying.
Oh yeah.
You guys were talking about that earlier.
So, silver wingtips.
Very nice.
I flew yesterday. I think I put the best pattern I ever put my whole life.
Oh, did you get some more trimming done?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just getting used to the plane right now, and just try to fly it and stuff like that. So I put a few patterns yesterday, back to back. I'm not sure how many flights, at least 5 or 6 or so. And in one of them, I was just, man, I burned in. Wow, I was like, that was a good flight. Eh, You kind of know it after you're done with it.
Did you get any of them on video?
No, I wish I did.
So what? You got yourself a new RC airplane?
I do. I was just waiting for a break. Facebook Marketplace. Again, forward again. This is the E-Flight Night Vision 3D plane. These retail for like $250. I found a guy close to me had it for sale for $80. He had never even flown it. He had problems with the receiver in it, and he could never figure it out. So I went and picked it up this morning, got it home, and the receiver was bad. So I just put one of the $7 Fly Sky receivers in it.
Yeah.
Everything's ready to go, man. It's ready to fly. I just don't have the right battery for it. I had to make this jumper because it's a EC5 connector. But just out. This is the coolest part, man. Hang on.
Gotta turn the lights out.
It glows in the dark.
Oh, wow. Lights in it, yeah.
It's got LEDs in it.
No.
All right.
Oh, horrible. I didn't like it.
Horrible.
It's
You're talking
beautiful,
about
man.
fly this at night, man, in my front yard, man. This is gonna be great.
I'm messing with you, Mike.
That's
Oh,
too cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
It's
little.
awesome, man.
little
Of course,
switch.
it's awesome.
I didn't know what the switch. I didn't know it was a LED plane when I bought it, and I was
That is
messing
cool.
around with it, and I was like, "Well, that's weird. Usually, electric planes don't have a switch to turn on and off." And I turned it on, and I was like, "Holy cow! It's got LEDs in it." So, and it's nice too because the bottom.
Wow.
The bottom
Oh,
has that design on it, so you know when you're on the bottom, you got those big red swoops, and then the top goes tip to tip, so you always be able to tell which way you're going.
Has it
So
got a
very nice
separate
one.
battery
I like
for
it.
the
Battery did
LED?
that take, Mike?
It calls for just a 2200 3S, 11 volt, 11.1 volt, 2200.
Cool.
I don't
got a
have
separate
any
battery?
direct batteries. That's why I can't jam this in there and put the hatch on it. I just put a 3S battery on it to power it up. So
Mm-hmm.
Well, one thing about it is the 22
Get everything set up.
3S's,
but
you can get them at a good price.
yeah,
Um,
look at the throws on it.
Hey, my old ringmaster did that.
3D.
does that take the square battery pack or the flat?
Yeah, they're square. They're square.
That's what I just got done sending Dennis. The only place I could find for a good price for a 3-cell 2200 square 3S was Hobby King, and they got them on sale, or they were on sale.
Hey, you guys got to see Walter's. Did he show you his new profile ARF that he got out of Japan?
No.
Show him.
Oh yeah, I want to see that.
Trying to
Too.
figure out if I got enough battery.
There it is.
Yeah, I almost bought one of those. After he posted the link on Stunt Hangar about that, I was seriously considering ordering one.
50 ounces.
Oh,
That's
hey,
no lie either.
hey, Walter.
Wow,
But I
that
was
was
kind
good
of waiting.
too.
Hey, Walter, let me tell you something you might want to know about watching these videos. If somebody's holding something up that they're showing to everybody, if you want to see it in a big screen, touch their little picture, and all of a sudden it'll take over the screen and you'll be able to focus on it full size, and then when you get through watching them, when they get through showing whatever it is you're looking at, you can touch the little picture again, and it'll go back to just showing whoever's talking.
How much did you
So
pay
do I
for
need to touch
shipping and
something?
everything on that
Did,
airplane, Walter?
before you answer, Steve, did you understand what I was just saying?
Yeah, but do I need to touch the screen?
No,
If
not
you want, if like I'm holding up something that you want to see, like this, uh, and you want to see it, then touch my little picture, and it'll take over the screen big time. And then when I'm through, touch my picture again, and it'll go back to defaulting to whoever's just talking or making the most noise.
Okay. All
Just
right.
thought you might want to know that.
Okay. The shipping was $75 from Japan, but I got it in like 4 days,
Wow.
and it's immaculate. Everything fit absolutely perfect.
Now, what was the price of the airplane?
Let's see, 29,000 yen. I think it was 375 total, probably about $300 at that time.
Okay.
that's
Or
included shipping.
no, I'm sorry, 225, 235 or something.
235.
235 plus 75 was 300 total.
That's not too damn bad.
But it's a 60 profile. Okay, it's almost 680 square inches
Wow.
and super rigid. I've never seen anything like it in my life. It's in line.
Walter, do you remember the name of the airplane, the company?
Yeah, Powers International, and it's something
Powers or Towers?
Powers, Powers, Powers International, and this is something 2000, 2100 or something. I forget the name of it. I can find out later. It's been a while. Let me see.
It's on Stunt Hangar on one of the current forum topics.
Yeah, I thank you to Mike. I reloaded all pictures on it that I had that got messed up for Tiny Pic. So
It's a good looking plane.
yeah, flies really good.
Does it?
Yeah, I've never had anything that big that weighed that light. Usually they're about 65, 75 ounces.
Walter, was that posted in the ARF section?
Yes.
Craft 2100. Okay. All right.
Yeah. You can get it in 2 colors and stuff, but it's amazing. I only thing I did is I made my own push rods. That's the only thing I did different, and I added wheel pants. That's it. I don't know about where you guys are at, but there's no appearance points per profile where we fly. So everybody else is doing our monocoats, so I figured I may as well too. So.
Walter, rotate your phone again. There you go.
It's hard to hold that way. It's easier to hold upright, I think.
Can you? What are you seeing? Are you seeing anything?
Yeah.
Yeah, seeing the side. Yeah, seeing it. Looks good. Wow.
Can you see that?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a Casmanato's clunk tank. It's really good.
Is that carbon fiber?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a carbon fiber clunk tank from Cas. It's really good.
Oh.
That's a OSSS 46.
I thought you had a stalker on there.
I did, but it didn't have enough weight. Yeah, I had a Stalker 51, which was fine, but I had to add a bunch of nose weight.
Well, might as well, put it in engine, I guess.
Well, this is, I got a U-shaped piece of 1/8-inch metal that I tapped so I could put it in the engine I want on it. Let me see. I don't know if you guys. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, back it up a little bit.
See
It's
the
too
metal?
close. There you go.
Do you see that the motor mount?
Oh,
Most of it.
Yeah. It's just an 1/8-inch piece of aircraft
Very
aluminum,
nice.
and you tap it for 440 bolts.
So Walter, I just looked. They're 32,000 yen right now, which is 290 plus. You said about 75 shipping. So
Well, did I
ordered
it early, so I got a discount.
Did I just pull that up? Let's do that.
What's the question?
Somebody's showing the Craft 2100.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was me. I went over to the web page.
Oh yeah, I had it open too, and I was looking at it, and I was like, "No, did I do that?"
Yeah, the neatest thing about this, it's got foam inside the fuselage.
That's why it's so
The
light.
fuselage is hollow, and then it's, I don't know, it's kind of like 3/32 wood on the side or something, but it's super rigid. And it's joined in the middle of the wing, and there's a carbon fiber canopy that also joins it and gives it spring.
How do you get a hold of Kaz?
Kaz, you can email him, but this is from a different company.
Because I've tried to email Kaz, but I get nothing back.
Probably got the wrong email, unless he's changed it.
I got on his website, but
Casminato@nifty.com or something like that. Blue Max something.
shit, I can't get on my deal. I can get on there and I can look at stuff or whatever, but I can't get a hold of him to order it or pay for it.
Yeah, I don't order it on his website. I just go through a regular email.
Did you get his email off of the site or not?
Yeah, it's been a while since I've ordered from him, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's got a lot of stuff.
Last time I communicated with Kaz, he was saying that he couldn't get to the post office.
Yeah, no, I can't even get him to comment back on my emails. I emailed him twice. But who knows what's going on?
Hope he's okay. I don't know how old he is. I don't know.
He's got to be pushing 60.
Oh, I meant he couldn't get the post because of COVID-19. Not any health issues. It was just the lockdown in Japan.
Okay. So, Charles, how do you get away with flying in California, buddy? I can't fly up here yet.
The audio came across pretty bad in Walter.
Charles, there's a real funny echo on yours.
Yeah, we couldn't understand what you were saying.
Yeah, I'm just having a bad. I'm having a bad connection.
It's
So maybe I'll just go on YouTube and just watch the show.
It's not all that bad. I mean, sometimes we can't understand what you say, but for the most part, it's all right.
Yeah, I can't understand what you guys are saying either.
Oh.
It sounds like guitar playing.
100 have adjustable lead outs.
What'd you say, Peter?
Does that Craft 2100 have adjustable lead outs?
Yes.
Okay, couldn't tell from the pictures.
Can you see it?
No, we're looking through the wrong side of the phone. We see the top of your head.
How about now?
There you go.
There you go. Oh yeah.
Got tip weight box too.
It looks like a great profile plane.
Oh, it is. Not my favorite, but it's a great one. The Extra 330 is my favorite, but it doesn't fly as good.
Well, there's one thing to favor shapes and looks and flight.
Yeah, well, that's my problem. I like things to look good rather than.
Well, guys, I'm going to get on off. Pardon me?
So how many guys are able to fly now?
I can.
I could. If I was able to, I could fly at my club.
Yeah.
Well, good. I'm hoping today they opened up. We fly at a fairgrounds at a parking lot, big huge parking lot, but it's locked. So, but we're supposed to enter phase 2 or something today. So I'm hoping next week.
Where are you located at, Walter?
Southern Oregon. It's Medford. It's about 33 miles across the California border on Highway 5.
That's a good little drive from Tennessee.
What's that?
I said that would be a good little drive from Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weather's real good to compare to the rest of Oregon, though. It's real mild. And cheap to live.
I think I'm gonna go fly tomorrow too.
Good for
Oh, hey, I missed Will Davis. He came into the chat and YouTube. Tell me if you're still out there, Will. Sorry, I missed you when you came in. Glad to know you're watching us. If Will's watching us, that means he's in his workshop working on his Max B.
Yeah.
Finishing it up, and I think it's...
I don't get to fly tomorrow. Go ahead, Rusty. I'm
That's
sorry.
okay. I think he's almost finished with the Max B. That's his new Igor plane, and I think he's already flown it actually, but I hadn't gotten a report from him yet. So post a shout out to us if you're still out there, Will. Anyway, go ahead, and whoever was trying to talk.
I was just telling him to get fly tomorrow. I got to go drink beer on the boat all day.
Now I'm getting some broken up sound.
Sunday we'll go fly. We'll go fly Sunday. Saturday and daughter.
Are any of y'all
Well,
having trouble with hearing the other people talk? I'm starting to get a lot of broken up sounds from people. Is anybody else experiencing that?
Yep.
A little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting echoes.
Echo.
I mean, I hear background noise, but occasionally I'm having people just completely break their signal. So
Sounds like out of tune banjo.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Yeah,
It's
that's a
not
bit.
exactly what I'm getting, but yeah, I hope Jitsi doesn't crap out on us. But if it does, then oh well. Did you yawn? Now I'm gonna have to yawn.
You know, Walter isn't that far away from where they hold the Northwest Regionals.
No, it's whoa, I think 90 miles.
Something like that.
Yeah. And by the way, it's supposed to be September, I think 17th through 20th this year.
If I can get an airplane built, I might be there.
Well, just come anyway. It's huge contest.
I know.
Have you been there before?
This is John.
John, yeah. Have you been to Northwest Regionals, John?
Absolutely. Many, many times.
Okay.
I met
All
you
right. So
there
let him.
one time.
What's that?
I think I met you there one time.
Yeah, I used to get my what I called my green fix when I lived in Bishop. I had to see some green grass instead of desert.
Yeah.
So that's when I drive to Oregon up through Reno and that way. Real pretty.
Yeah, last time I was there they had like over 50 different events going on.
We still got all the events, huge combat, huge racing. The littlest event was scale. I took that over. It's kind of coming back a little bit. We had most we ever had at scale was 12, which is not bad.
That's pretty good for a scale event.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we got some really good uh, scale guys like John Wright comes up, Burt Brokaw, guys that have gone to the Nats come up. Some guy had a SR-71 with swapped up mouse engines and a JetX engine last year in half a scale.
That was
Hilarious.
Jabot.
Yeah, funny as heck too.
I think
I
I've
saw
seen a
that
video of it. They took off and they fired that. Didn't they just take off normally and then they fire up like a rocket engine?
Yeah, they did, but you have to understand he had two hopped up mouse race engines on it, and it was already going fast. When that thing kicked in, it took off, but he had it trimmed really well, which was good.
I would have
Let's
liked
just
to
say
have
it was
seen
going
it.
fast.
Scale speed.
You can see it on the YouTube.
Yeah, there's on YouTube. I can hear everybody laughing in the background.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Going, oh!
Yeah, they had to get Brett over there, the rocket scientist, to help them get the JetX going.
Yeah. Turn them off. Hey.
Who are we listening to?
Somebody's getting yelled at.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm gonna say good night.
All right, Troy. Thanks for joining the show.
Yep.
You guys behave.
Flying that good plane.
Thanks, will do.
Yeah, have some good fly, Troy. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, I recall years ago I had this. I converted a Sterling P-63, was it, the Air Cobra, into control line. And I had the brilliant idea of hanging a couple of XT's rockets under the wing. Firing while I was flying. It did not go over too well at Flushing Meadow Park.
Mike, are you still on there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, thanks for showing me through that iPhone thing. It's really easy.
Yeah, no worries, man. No problem at all. Just next time you judge me, add 5 points to my score, okay?
Now you lose 5 points now.
For everybody listening, people were griping on the forum that he got a 500 in intermediate. Guess what? It was legit.
I'm not surprised. But you know what? I bet he's not an intermediate anymore.
No, but that sucker he flew the heck out of that plane, though.
I went to advanced right after that.
Yeah. In intermediate, you'll definitely go to advanced.
Yeah, well, in all fairness, I probably hung around in intermediate a little bit too long, but I had 2 goals that year in 2018. Because, okay, here's the story. I flew at a couple of small stunt contests, Paducah, Huntersville. So I flew against like 4 guys in Huntersville and 3 guys in Paducah for like 3 or 4 years. And 2018 was the first year. No, it was the second year we went to Brodax, and the second year we went to the Nats. My goal in 2018 was to win Brodax in intermediate and to win the Nats in intermediate and then move up. I wanted to fly in a bigger field of 20 or 25 guys. And that's what I got to do. I got to fly against 20 or 25 guys from different parts of the country, you know, beating the same 3 guys at local contest. Doesn't necessarily, for me personally, I wanted to just have a bigger field to win. And I did, so then I moved up.
Yeah, I think people move up too fast, particularly out here. People who move up to an advanced expert tend to quit on the West Coast because they never place again.
You're bottom feeding pond scum.
Well, there's a guy that won a couple of times in advance, and they were all barking at him to move up, and he didn't even win at the regionals. You know, everybody's barking at him to move up, and it's like, no, man, until you're beating the tar out of people out here, you better not move up.
Well, you got how many past world and national champions flying out there on the West Coast?
Yeah.
And
well,
they're
you got
so
Paul Walker, you got Brett Buck, you got Chris Cox, you got what's his name? Howard Rush,
Dave Fitzgerald,
Bob Whiteley.
Guess what? Yeah, Whiteley. I don't know, man. Haven't seen him in a while.
He may have retired, but boy, I tell you, he was tough.
Well, yeah, he could fly.
You got Wolgast, Lou Wolgast.
Yeah.
And a couple others. The point is you get
Jim
in.
Hoffman.
Yeah, you get in with those boys, and you're a bottom feeder. You probably never get around being a bottom feeder unless you really get good.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like 2 contests, but they refuse to do a master's class out here. But it's like 2 contests. It's those guys and then everybody else, and the other people kind of compete against their own scores or against their buddies, you know. So.
Yeah. Well, I've been in advance for quite a while, but it's like I haven't flown competitively since 2012 because when I had my accident, when I got electrocuted.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll never forget. I'm going to tell on you. You and Gordon Delaney had driven down to L.A. at the basin down there.
Yeah.
And you wanted to fly, and there was 3 circles, and there was some young dude with a helicopter flying.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't get off, and oh my gosh, I thought, uh-oh. Let's just say John wasn't real happy. I remember that.
Well, that was.
Let's just say this: he moved.
Was that the one where the guy flew his helicopter out in the circle with me?
Well, probably.
Yeah, I was really upset with him.
Yeah, I just remember he finally shut up. He finally figured he better not say any more, and he left.
I told him he hits me with that helicopter, I'll own everything he has.
Hey, how's Gordon doing?
Gordon's doing pretty good. He retired for a while, but he's building a new airplane, and he's starting to get back into it some more, which I'm happy to hear because kind of missed him. I moved. I'm about 150 miles south of Salt Lake, which makes me almost 200 miles from him. But we get together now and then.
Is his health better or is it the same?
His health is getting a little better. He went through some rough times there.
Yeah. Well, we all better enjoy this while we can.
Ain't that the truth?
I'm the youngest. The guy's 81, 77, and 74, and I'm 65.
I'm that much older than you.
I'm almost halfway to 65, half a year from 65.
Yeah, welcome to Medicare, buddy.
I've been on Medicare since medical retirement back in '96. So
Well,
I hope I don't get it cut off. I don't know what the deal is. I better read my Medicare book this year.
well, I guess if you're drawing Social Security, they just put it on there automatically. You got a choice between dropping Plan B or not. I just kept it, and I got my other insurance that I kept too.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm paying for Medicare and not using it, but whatever.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of my care through the VA.
All of my, I have to have it for my medical. I spend gazillions on medical through Medicare.
Yeah, well, that's
you know. Wait till you hear what my wife's insurance bill was
Oh
for
my God,
her cancer treatment.
Cancer is an awful expensive.
Up to today, it's $750,000.
Whoa!
And she died April 1st because of it. That's how good it was.
Oh man, that's messed up.
Yeah, that's a lot of money to spend. Thank heaven we had insurance.
Well, my wife's got severe respiratory issues that she got from Central California with all the dust and dirt and pesticides and all that stuff. Shot she's got to get is $8,000 a month.
Wow.
But they said between my insurance and Medicare, they're going to pay for it.
I'm glad to hear that for you, bud.
Yeah, that's nuts. Yeah, I'm out here in the garage trying to stay married.
Hey, Walter.
That's it for me, man.
Yeah.
You'd like this new airplane I'm working on. It's a electric flapless stunner. It's got V-tail with a sub rudder, elliptical worn truss wing. It's it's getting close to where I can start getting the parts cut.
Have you built an elliptical wing before?
You know, I did years ago, but this one I'm designing the wing, so I got a pretty good idea how to build it.
They're sure pretty.
Aren't they though?
Once upon a time, I used to have a Spitfire with one.
Yeah.
What was it about the elliptical wing that made it good for a warbird of that era?
It's the lift distribution.
Oh, really? You mean equal lift over the entire
span
square? Okay, yeah.
And it was it had pretty decent roll rate. It was better when they clipped the tips, though.
It was better when they did what?
They had a version they clipped the tips
Oh,
to give them
flat.
a better, yeah, to give them a better roll rate.
Hmm.
Yeah, the Spitfire had clipped tips. Pat Johnson designed it.
I don't remember noticing that. Okay.
Yeah, they actually had them in World War II.
I love
So who's
those
still
old
on
planes.
here?
That was the pinnacle of prop-driven planes back then. I love those warbirds.
Yeah, I had a friend who served in the 8th Air Force out of England, and he flew over Normandy on D-Day. And he told me he had a chance. He flew P-47s. He told me he had a chance to trade flights for the British pilot. And so the British pilot flew his P-47, and he flew the Spitfire. He said the Spitfire was like flying a ballerina. It was just so light and easy on the controls, whereas the P-47, you kind of felt like you had to horse it after flying that Spitfire.
What was the problem with the carburetor where it would starve if you
Well,
turned it inverted too long? I know they fixed
they
it.
had a regular float carburetors in them, and if you went into a bunt or upside down too long, they lose fuel to the car through the carburetor to
To
the
the bowl,
engine.
float bowl, yeah.
Right, and so the Germans had fuel injection, and we didn't, or they didn't, and so they had to always keep a positive uh, attitude on the bowl of the carburetor. So if they did a roll, they had to do a barrel roll type.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't bunt. They couldn't roll this way and then go that way.
I guess there was no way to set up a system like we use on stunt ships. You know, we use Uniflow, but you can't put tanks in the same way on a
No, their
full-size
tanks
plane.
were in their wings and maybe
Yeah.
behind the pilot.
And they had hedral, so that inverted, they were pointed down, making matters even worse.
Right.
Is that true?
Well, they had a fuel pump that would pump fuel, so that took care of that problem.
Okay.
Why they didn't follow the German lead as soon as they got tangled with them, seeing the difference, why they didn't put fuel injection on them.
Hey, John, can you see this picture?
Yes, I see it.
That's Wendy's.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
Yep.
What about that one?
Can't see it right now.
Can you see it?
There it is. Yeah.
I've seen that.
Look in the background.
Hold on a minute.
That's New York City, Twin Towers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit.
John,
Okay.
you know what that is?
That's your laser.
Yeah, it's Get Atkinson. That's the designer launching it for me at a contest.
I'll be darned.
That was a bad boy there. I had a Sato 72 in it.
Now is that the one I drew for you?
Yeah. No, it's after that one.
Oh, okay.
That's his plans, but it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Can you guys see this?
Let's see.
I just lost your picture.
Lost your picture.
Yeah.
Oh, it says. How about now?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's my dad in 1934. He was a B-24 pilot in World War II. That plane, he said they loved it. They used it for training.
Isn't that an Italian airplane?
No, that's an F4FB or something.
Oh, okay.
I got one better. Can you see that?
Yeah.
That's my namesake. His name is Walter E. Lees. That's a Curtis Benoit biplane in 19 something. He soloed in 1912.
Wow.
He was a test pilot for Curtis Wright.
Huh.
Pretty crazy, huh?
Yeah.
I better plug my thing back in. Some of us were blind, so we couldn't be pilots.
Hey, Walter, if you want to, you can back the camera away from your face a little bit. Not that we don't mind looking at your face, but just saying.
Is that better?
Yeah.
That's better, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what you guys are seeing.
Well, you can look at the reruns tomorrow on YouTube.
Maybe I don't want
I used to go back and look and see if I said anything stupid sometimes or something like that.
Well, don't worry about that. I can oblige you there.
I don't think I've caught you in anything yet that you wouldn't want to see.
Yet.
And also, let me tell you this: if you want to watch reruns ever, they're on my website, which is Rusty K, and I'll type Rusty K Control on in, but the link to it is in those comments underneath any of these videos. I put the link to my reruns under there.
Yeah, I'm subscribed to that. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
Try sharing a shot of my shop.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a nice.
Well, that's too clean.
That is neat.
Yeah, that's too clean.
How did you do that, Tom?
How did I share?
Whose shop is it? I thought it was Tom.
Yeah, it's my shop.
How did you get that so clean?
Looks like you just built it and bought everything in it.
Yeah. Looking nice, Tom.
Yes.
So that airplane with the red diagonal stripe on it, is that a control line?
No.
It's got ailerons, John. It's got ailerons.
Oh, yeah, I see him.
Sig Cougar.
Okay.
It's a low wing, designed for a 40 engine, but I've got a 61 engine in it.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the airplane. Yeah.
The control line planes are on the shelf on the right.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I don't see a shelf on the right. I see a
I do.
desk
I
on
just
the
got blue and a red and they're buried.
There's like 2 airplanes up there and a lot of books.
Okay. Oh, I see. Yeah, you got a couple of airplanes up there.
That's all right. Where's your saw?
The bandsaw?
Yeah.
It's on the table below the bookshelf.
Oh, okay. Do you have a jigsaw?
I've got a bandsaw, a scroll saw, a drill press, grinder, couple sanders.
Oh, okay. You got all the regular tools and implements of destruction.
I just
sounds like a model airplane guy.
This room has 2 8-foot, 4x8-foot tables on one side and 2 2-foot by 8-foot tables on the other side.
Wow.
Well, I hope
got
mine looks half it nice when I get it done. Maybe one of these years.
maybe tomorrow I'll go out there and fix my big sander. I got a new power switch for it. The old one just burned up. See if I can. Probably have to file a hole to put it in. I don't have the same kind of switch.
I tried using one of those big sanders, like I had a 12 or 13 or 15-inch disc on it.
Oh, wow, mine's not that big, but
Oh, good.
I'm like a 9-inch disc.
Oh, that big one like that, you just touch it and you went too far.
Yeah. I want to find finer paper for my little belt sander. It's got the 1-inch belt on it, and all I can find is 120 grit. That's as fine as I can seem to get, and I have to wear it out before I can actually use it on anything. Yeah, take a piece of
Is this
aluminum
what?
and sand it until it's about right.
You know what my dad did? My dad used to have what do call it, a bench saw, and he glued sandpaper to the side of one of the saw blades.
Oh,
Wait a minute, say that again.
My dad had a bench saw, and
Yeah.
when he went to sand, he would take a blade and he would glue sandpaper to one side of the blade.
Oh, holy
Oh man,
crap!
is this what you guys
No.
are talking about?
Not the safest thing in the world.
Can you
look
guys
at
see
all
this?
that.
Yeah, we
Look
see
at all
it.
those fun toys.
Holy shit! Look at that monster truck.
Oh,
What
my
kind of
goodness.
what kind of plane? That was looked like a Cessna or something. Was that a few pictures back? A fun cruiser. All right.
You can tell it the man lives right on a lake.
Now those the engines in those boats. Have you got water pumps and coils around the head?
Uh, yeah, they're all water cooled. All the boats are water cooled.
It's got a
So where
smoothie
does
up
the
there.
water? How does the water jacket work on those? Is it something that is built into the cylinder casing or the crankcase, or is it something you can wrap around the outside coils or something?
Um, these engines are designed for Marines, so it's built into the head
Mm-hmm.
or the header cylinder.
Some of them have pumps. Other ones just you put a little scoop at the bottom of the boat, and it just water pressure.
Yeah, I figured you could do that.
Here's the hangar for the full-size airplane.
I was just saying, that looked like a full-size airplane hangar.
Yep, and that's my backyard. That's the lake.
Beautiful. Wow.
Yeah.
It was frozen solid this winter too.
You have to wait until the Volkswagen sank. Oh, there's a story behind that.
What kind of plane is that?
RV4,
I
electric,
don't know that one.
remote control electric. It's
I mean, that's a scale model of a little stunt plane or something.
it's home built scale
Volkswagen
model.
powered. You're
Oh, I
on
like
fire.
Love those hot licks. Hot licks. That's what they used to call them on their cars back in the 50s, 40s.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ, look at the size of that wing.
That's
All
a
right, guys,
full,
I gotta
that's
go.
full scale.
Can I?
Why is it indoors in your living room?
Because I built it there.
That looks fragile.
Looks like a sick cadet.
Yeah, I think that was it. Cadet Senior.
Yeah.
But I added ailerons to it. They normally don't have ailerons.
I couldn't do it with my fingers these days, but I would have loved to have built one of those stick
I want
planes like that. But no way I could do it now. I guess if I really got the right tools to handle the wood with, I could probably do it.
You got rudder on those?
Yes.
Punch.
Water rudders. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, now that was a four-stroker, wasn't it?
It worked.
Yep.
Yeah. I'd like to have one of those just to take apart and play with, put back together.
You'll do it once.
What'd you say, John?
You'll do it once.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you're like most of us, you won't do it again.
Really? Well, it was a career for me working on little mechanical stuff about that size, and I just miss doing it sometimes.
Well, you probably enjoy it then. But those valves are so tiny. The seats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always had a knack for it, though. That was just one of my genetic proclivities, natural born.
It's a nice wave design.
Yeah, I like that. That's cool. Back that up and let me look at that plane again.
Vertical takeoff.
Yeah. There we go. Fun bat. All right, man, that is cool. Has it got, yeah, did it have out thrust to one side? Did it look like?
Looks like
I
it, doesn't it?
It looks like it's got thrust out towards the outboard wing. I mean, towards the starboard wing.
Yeah, I think it has a couple degrees of right thrust. Counteract the torque.
Just a little cub.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I had a friend built that cub. He didn't know any better. He used 5-minute epoxy to glue everything.
Oh, wow.
Holy crap.
Yeah, it took him a while.
Probably heavier than hell, too.
The engine in this stuff used to be a weed whip.
Yeah.
I used to have a GI Joe in an airplane. That was that T-63 Sterling conversion.
There's my backyard.
We don't have many people in here right now. I don't remember all of them leaving. Maybe I drew a blank. When did Londke leave?
I don't know. But I know I got it.
Charles is gone.
He snuck away.
Yep. I can't remember who else was here now.
You're missing the good stuff.
I'm fixing to leave.
It's always the last hour, late hour of the show where it's the best part to watch. I always tell people that are going to watch reruns, yeah, tune in to the last third of the show, and that's when it's always the best. Sometimes it's a struggle to find the groove in the first half of the show, and then we kind of get into it. Other nights we just fall right into it, but sometimes it's hard to do. Plane, aircraft carrier.
Well, that's
one of my
one.
Okay, that's the full size.
one of the two that I have owned.
That's interesting looking. Tell me what that's called now.
Death trap.
Oh shoot, I can't
Money
think of
pit.
it.
Yeah, I bet.
Um,
Is that is that in your lake?
yes, Aventura. That's what it's called.
Uh,
This one's a single seat, one person airplane. The Sea Ray that I built was two person.
We can just plop into one of them 10,000 lakes and go fishing.
Yeah,
no kidding.
this is when I was building the twin engine.
Now my battery on the tablet's down to 26%.
You mean you're on the front end?
No, it had 100 when I started, but I guess that was dumb. This is only the second time I've used it for this. Let's see.
I always plugged in when I can.
Well, guys, I'm going
Yeah.
to say good night. I got to go eat.
Okay, John. Man, it's late for supper.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Go eat at 12 away.
Well, I'm on Mountain Standard Time, or Mountain Daylight Time.
Oh, that's right.
See y'all guys all later.
Yeah, see you guys.
All right.
See you later. Have a good weekend, man. We'll see you next week.
You bet. See you then. Bye now.
Yeah, bye.
Yeah, y'all want to call it a night and hit the sack and have a fresh day to start with on Saturday. Y'all ready to close it up tonight?
Who's hitting this?
Yep.
See you on Monday.
Hey, Tom.
Yeah.
Do you have loons on your lake?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
You
I
have
was
what?
hearing the loons the other day,
Loons.
the other morning.
Yeah. They echo over the lake, do they?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, all you YouTubers out there, we appreciate everybody coming and hanging out. And don't forget the reruns, as I mentioned a little while ago, are all in the comments underneath any one of these videos on YouTube, except a couple where I screwed the URL up when I typed it, but most of them are right. And so that's on my own Rusty K channel. If you type Rusty K control line, it'll find me. There's more than one of us Rusty K guys, but I'm the one with the planes. And so anyway, y'all take care. Fair winds, tight lines, and we'll see you next week. You guys here in the video audio section can stick around and chat if you want to, but I'm gonna go ahead and say goodnight and close up shop. And so y'all all have a good weekend too. And let's
See you Monday.
All right, man. Take it
Yeah,
easy.
see you Monday.
End stream.